Baki is a series on Netflix based on a Japanese manga. It's an animated series. It follows a young man, aged 17 in the series when we first meet him, who wants to be the strongest fighter or the strongest man on Earth. He does this through intense martial arts training and entering of fighting contests. Again, when you join the series, he's already won an underground martial arts tournament and is well respected. In this series, 5 death row inmates escape from prison and all descend on Tokyo to fight each other. They're not invited to a tournament or anything like that, but they're just drawn to each other because of their sheer power and fighting ability. And they're all crazy powerful as well. And this includes Baki. This is the thing with this series. You have to understand that everyone on this series is in one of 2 different camps. They are either a normal person who is a normal size and drawn normally, or they are a overpowered martial arts expert who's got muscles on muscles on muscles on muscles and a range of abilities that border on supernatural. And once you're okay with that, it's a fun series to watch, but you just have to accept that Baki as a 17-year-old boy is bigger than like everyone else in his class and just looks ridiculous compared to normal people. And they even comment on that in the first series when they have a sort of PE lesson. You know, all his all his classmates go, "What the hell do you look like? You're just like ridiculously huge." It's full of crazy violence and fights. One thing the series does have, it has a sort of rhythm to the way that it's produced. A bit similar to Dragon Ball, where people keep powering up for episodes on episodes and talking about. This has a set rhythm where they'll be talking and a bit of exposition, where they'll either explain someone's fighting style or abilities, and they'll use comparisons in order to give it context to just how powerful these people are. Then they'll have a bit of fighting. Then for whatever reason, they seem to always stop for a bit, let the other person recover, or walk off and go, "I'm bored, you're not powerful enough for me." And then they have another fight, or they do a bit more talking, and that's how it works. Talking, fight, stop. Talking, fight, stop. Just like that. When really I'd like a bit of talking, just a great big fight, and someone gets like mashed up, and then move on to the next one. But the fights are fun, and if you just like sort of base childlike entertainment of giant muscle dudes hitting each other and making up fanciful martial arts histories and stories, then you know it's really good fun. Episodes are about 20 odd minutes long each. I think there's 26 episodes in total, because part 2 or series 2 just came out on Netflix, so you've got 26 episodes to watch there. One thing that I would say about the series is, for God's sake, don't be prepared for it to really go anywhere. The whole trouble with this is Baki doesn't really do a lot of fighting himself. He does a bit more in the second series than the first series, but really it tends to focus on 1 or 2 key individuals. In the first series there's a lot of focus on a character called Dorian, who's, you know, fun to watch and got fun skills, but it's not really about Baki. And then in the second series, the first half of it is dealing with a chap called Mr. Oliver, who again, it's fun to follow along with him. And then the latter half of the series follows on with a split of other characters. But they don't really get anywhere. It ends up with Baki entering another tournament at the end of the second series, but not a lot of the other storylines feel resolved at all. But I don't really think it's that kind of show. You're just meant to watch it and not question these things when you're watching it, and just get drawn along with it, which I'm quite content to do, to the point where I felt like watching more episodes once I'd run out of them. So that's got to be a sign that I enjoyed it. I can see that some people absolutely hate this series, just because of the pacing and the lack of real plot development. One thing, Baki's power increases when he finally has sex with his girlfriend, and there is a weird sex scene in it that's narrated by Baki as he's having sex with his girlfriend. It's just weird. But, you know, that's worth watching for that alone, really, just to see how different people interpret that. And also, they've got a problem drawing people's chins. When they do an up close on someone's chin in the series, it's full of like lumps and things. I don't know what that's all about. But definitely worth giving a watch if you like anime that's violent and you know, just down for your sort of base action level.